that does crack open the vampire world, and it's a much bigger environment and playground.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is the reason why the man is appearing as a Telemasca in the auction at the beginning of Vampire is because he was the first person there. And at those settings, the first person that comes in sits at the first seat. They get the best seats. So I'm thinking since everybody was beat up, Ahmad and Louis walks in with the cane, that they had already met Acacia. She was going to get rid of 90% of men and just keep the 10%. So are they representing the 10% of men that are left at that time? So that makes a lot of sense for this being brought to the book of the body double. Now, in that book, Lestat's body is taken over by another person. I'm thinking that that person is the Telemascus, and he's appearing to be in Lestat's body. I had to think about this a lot. It would explain why in part 2 of Lestat, when he's with his mother and they have this weird is because that's not really him. That's the body double that took over his body. So he's like seeing this lady in a different light. Her name is changed. They're like using her as an alias, but her name is Gabriella. And from the book, Gabriella is his mother from a long, like centuries ago. And he was treated bad as a child, and she was the one that he looked up to. They didn't have any type of relationship, or they didn't hug. They didn't say they loved each other because that's how it was back then. So after he got in the fight with the wolves, he killed 8 wolves. It made him the Wolf King, and he was labeled as someone to not be dealt with, basically, in his town. So with all of that, the jealousy with his brothers, and also his dad had died. When they showed the picture of the graveyard in the front, those are all of the miscarriages that his mother had when he mentions his siblings. And you see the small gravestones. They were like at least 3 or 4 of them. So previous to that, his mother had been just having kids for this man, this aristocrat that she did not want to have kids with. So she was in an abusive relationship, and also Lestat was in an abusive relationship. So this really does explain his need for love, not wanting to be lonely. I mean, even a human heart could see that. You don't want to be alone. So in the sense, when they are showing these shots of Lestat being with, like, intimately with his mother, it's not really Lestat. This is the body double that is taking over his body, because if you notice, the Lestat that's in the new Vampire Lestat doesn't seem to be the same Lestat that was in New Orleans with Louis. So that's the depiction. You have to look and watch the next episode and let me know what you think. But that is what I've come to, and that's why they had to show that, so that they could show you how Lestat is just like nonchalant, and he's acting as if, I think it was in Compton, but I'm not for sure. I know that they had live performances, and it was called Rocky Horror Picture Show. That showed so much of that when he flew over to him and he just drops the vampire book, because Lestat is really upset about this book. So he's narrating his own book, he's doing an audio version of his book, and he's appearing in concert so that you could have his story as opposed to Daniel Mallore's story. So I'm gonna leave it there, and then you guys get back to me, comment below, let me know what you guys think. But this is exactly what this is for, so that we can have our minds thinking about different things and wondering what's really going on in this book. So since I've read like 4 of the vampire story books, I have one from a long time ago, I'm just collecting, and man, there's so much difference in the movie, or excuse me, in the show, that is in the book. But it does really, it's good to be able to highlight the things that I wouldn't have thought about with the show, because like seeing it on screen, it's completely different from reading it in a book. But I really did enjoy watching this season. Is so exciting. So stay tuned, and I will comment and check back in with you guys. Let me know what you think about the new Vampire Lestat de Lioncourt. So what can I tell you about season 3 so far? Having another watch party tonight, and then seeing what Lestat is up to, what's going on with Gabriella, also Armand. Wow, there's so much to look at in this season. It is just blowing my mind. These books are relating so much to the content, and I hope you guys are understanding that Lestat is in his body double's body. So he's acting strange, he's acting different, he's distant from Louis all of a sudden, because in the last season they were together. This season they're fighting and conflicting with each other. Louis has figured out how he can pose as another person and also collect a portion of Lestat's merch. So he's upset about that, but at the same time, he's still in love with him deeply. Lestat's main thing is he doesn't want to be lonely, so he's going to still try to somehow persuade Louis into loving him again. Now, the thing is, his mother is gonna leave him, obviously, like she always does, and he's worried about that. He's worried about the connection that they have, and also he doesn't want to have any conflict with his relationship with Louis. So at the same time he's in the body double's body, he's trying to figure out all of these things, not knowing that the Telemascus has already edited, published Daniel's book, and this part of it, being a rock star, is something that the Telemascus is.
That does crack open the vampire world, and it's a much bigger environment and playground.
And I will go ahead and comment and review on everything that I'm thinking of, and then you guys let me know what you guys thought of the season. Did you like it? Because I think it's really getting so